Welcome to Fabulosity for you, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click that subscribe button. Then click on that notification bell so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel. Well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. Welcome. So today is Friday, and I don't know about you, but I am so glad it's Friday. It's been a long week. And I am happy to be here sitting with you guys. So today, I'm going to be doing the review of my favorite housewives, Housewives of Beverly Hills. The real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So before we get all into the drama, go get your drink of choice and go get your snack of choice and come back and sit with your girl, Angie. Text, email, call. You better stick a letter in the bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. So, guys, I haven't really done a video. Let me show you my cup of the night. I have some iced tea, and this is my Valentine's Day cup. It lights up. You guys know I like all kinds of cups for the holidays. I celebrate all the holidays. I have my Moschini love shirt with my heart. I'm all ready for Valentine's Day next week. I will be doing a giveaway for Valentine's Day. I will have that information out to you over the weekend, okay? So stay tuned for that. Okay, so since I have not done a video on a Friday in a long time, I'm going to dig way back and pull out my Friday song. It's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Hey, it's Friday. Ow, it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. I'm excited about this weekend. Even though the Bears are not in the Super Bowl, I still like to go to Super Bowl parties, and I'm invited my husband and I to a Super Bowl party, and we're going to party, okay? So let's get right on into it. Now, the Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are on their 7th episode. And so I don't want to make this video long, so I'm just going to give a summary of what's going on with each of the housewives, okay? We do have some new members of the housewives, or new castmates, and so we'll talk about that. And so let's get into this video, okay? Okay, so we're going to talk about Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards is the OG diamond holder, still juggling drama like it's a designer handbags. Kyle is in the middle of planning her daughter's wedding while navigating separation from Mauricio. Now, last season, Mauricio and Kyle separated. And when they separated, he didn't act like this was going to be something that was going to be always. He needed to clear his mind. They were going apart because he became this mogul as far as he's into real estate. So he's a real estate mogul. He came into the marriage with nothing. But he ended up working for her sister and her husband, the Kathy Hilton and her husband, and he ended up being very successful with that and decided to start his own business and took a lot of their clients. And so the Hiltons were very upset with Mauricio. So he's rich. He's rich. He fine. And honey, he ready to mingle. Now, it was always word on the street that, and Kyle calls him Mo, that Mo was a cheater. Mo was outside. Mo was no good. Okay, so it shouldn't have really been a surprise now that he's a mogul, that he gonna really be outside and done with the marriage. But he act like they just needed space, or he just needed space, and he moved last season out of the bedroom, and then he moved from the bedroom out of the house to a hotel downtown Beverly, and then from there he got a condo, and then this season the daughters told their mama that, hey, dad has bought a home. And she was like, oh my God. Well, he moved into a home in Beverly Hills. Okay. I don't know if he bought it or if he's renting it. But 9 out of 10, he bought it. And she couldn't believe it. The daughters are upset because their father has been all over social media. He was kissing some young girl, okay, at the valet at this restaurant they were in. And then it showed him in Aspen. He has a home in Aspen. How he was on the slopes with all these young hotties. They was in fur coats with panties. They had champagne bottles, honey. He was acting like he was reliving his younger years, honey. Okay? And it was embarrassing to Kyle. Because she's still acting like they might get back together. But this season, she learned that they're not getting back together. He has no intentions on getting back together. She said that she went over to his house and she bought towels as if he needed towels. And she couldn't believe how beautiful the house was. It was like a bachelor pad. It was gorgeous, a gorgeous view. This man's house was fully furnished. And she said it just seemed like this was permanent. This was permanent. Now, Cal had moved out of her Bel Air home. And she bought a smaller home. So she's moved too. But she always thought they would get back together. And when she went to his house and saw it, she knew, no, he's not coming back. And honey, I could have told you that when he first moved out, baby. He moved from out your bedroom, okay, was ignoring you, wasn't seeing you, wasn't coming home. And you thought this man was going to come back? Girl, when he walked out that door, he was gone. But they have a great rapport with each other. She says, well, here's some towels, some face towels. Don't give them to your whores. Do you know your daughters are saying about you? And he said, yeah, they saying I'm a whore. They said you're going through your whore era, and that's what you're doing. So he was like, well, are you dating? And she was like, no, I'm not. And he said, but you can date. So she, in the confessional, says, yes, I'm dating. But I keep mine discreet. And he needs to do the same. But she does understand that they're not together. But it hurts her. And I am so sick and tired of her crying in front of that man. I'm sorry. I was not giving my ex-husband no satisfaction to see me cry over his behind. There will be no tears. There should be no tears. If it is, it should be behind his back, behind closed doors, honey. But she cried because she went to Amanda. Amanda is one of the new cast members. Her and her partner bought her house in Bel Air. I think it's called Bel Air. I don't know. Bel Air or something like that. And they wanted her to see how they redid the house. And then I tell you, the house was not recognizable. But it was beautiful. And Cal had all these memories about when they were happy and he wasn't making the money. He had just started making money and bought her car and all this kind of stuff. And it just made her cry. And the crazy thing is, he was with her and he looking like, what's wrong? And she was like, it's just so many memories. Okay. And that's how you know a man is gone from you. He has no, girl, you can hang it up. He wasn't acting sentimental at all. But here you are crying where you had to leave and all of the things. She cried last season a lot as well. And I understand. They've been married a long time. They've been married, I want to say, I don't know right offhand, but it's been at least 30, 35 years. That's a long time. And they have children together. That's a long time. So I understand where she's coming from. But I just would never cry in front of my ex-husband. And not about you. Absolutely not. But they have this good relationship, a good rapport with each other, where they can travel together. She lately said in one of the episodes that when they did travel together, it was like she was invisible. All while she was talking, he was looking at his phone and he wasn't paying attention to her. Girl, he not paying attention to you. He don't want you. And it's sad, but it's the truth. And the thing about it is, everybody's asking, well, Dorit was like, why haven't you divorced him? Especially if you know he's with these women and you feel like he's ignoring you, like you're invisible. And she didn't get a chance to answer because he walked up in the restaurant. And Dorit asked Mo, she said, hey, we were just talking about you. And the question I have for you is, have you thought about divorce? And he was like looking all shocked. He was like, no, I have not. And she was looking all, smiling like, well, I never asked him that before. Girl, the only reason he has not divorced you is because it's cheaper to keep her. This man is worth over $100 million. And they don't have a prenup because he didn't have nothing when they got married. So that means, and especially in Los Angeles, it's half. And he's not trying to get her half. And he's trying to keep her happy. So he's trying to be cool with her. But understand this, he is in his whole era. But when he's ready to settle down with his young woman, he gonna treat you just like PK treating Dorit. Okay? That's how he gonna treat you. And what I don't like about her is that Dorit's supposed to be her friend, but she's sitting up every minute talking to PK, defending PK, when Dorit is supposed to be her friend. I'm sorry, that's not what girls do, baby. We don't sit up and be calling each other husbands, okay? So I don't like that. But we're gonna go ahead on. So Cal is still trying to come to terms that her marriage is over with. And she's feeling real sad because her daughter's getting married and her and Mo are not together. Now, I will say this. I was surprised about the separation and all of that because they did seem happy. But if a man was already cheating on you and didn't have no money, what you think he gonna do when he has money? And money changes people. Understand that. When you get wealthy, that changes people. And so she yearns for the days when they didn't have money. And those were the days that they were happy. But those days are long gone. So next we're going to talk about Erika Jayne. Now Erika Jayne, the comeback queen, after years of legal drama and headlines, Erika is ready for a new man and a new chapter. She's got glam, grit, and a tongue sharper than her stilettos. If you cross Erika, expect a confessional read that will leave you shook. Now, Erika is one of my favorites. I love her. She is the #1 favorite for me. I love Erika because I love her style. I love her sassiness. I love that she will gather you up. Her tongue is sharper than her stilettos. Honey, don't nobody want to come up against Erika. Now, this season, Erika is back and doing, I think last season she had a residency in Vegas. And so she's still out there touring, doing jobs and gigs, singing. And I'm glad for her. Because Erika had a long fall, honey. Erika was a lawyer, big time lawyer. She didn't ever have to work. They had private jets. She even created a song. I think it was called It's Good to Be Her and Rich and all this kind of stuff she was singing about. She had a church in her house. She had it going on. Then he ended up getting into legal battles because with all that money they had, he was stealing it. And what I don't understand is why people get on TV knowing they doing some illegal stuff. Why? She said she didn't know nothing about it. And ever since, she had been fighting her legal battles. And last season, she just had gotten herself back together. She redecorated her house. She was back being slim and back being with her glam team and all of the things. And so this season, she's looking good. She's still slim. And she met a man. So she has a boyfriend. And it's not like he looks like a man's man, okay? And she sounded really happy. They showed her in the tabloids where she had no makeup on, hair wasn't done. You know, it was in a ponytail, I think. But she didn't have all the makeup and had the glitz and glam clothes on. I would have never known who she was. She just looked like a regular woman. And so she's happy. And I'm happy for her. So this season, she and Sutton have made up. They're on good terms. She invites Sutton out for a spa treatment and to catch up. And Bravo went back to the time Sutton called her out her name and cussed her out. And look at them today. They're at a spa together, enjoying good conversations. She talked about how Tom is being sentenced and she doesn't know whether she should reach out and say goodbye. But then she said, what would that do? She's been having a lot of counseling, and her counselor told her that sometimes you're just not going to get no closure, and you just have to be okay with that. And that's some good advice. Erika has been a good friend to Cal. She's been her listening ear. One thing I didn't say about Cal, I want to rewind on. The girls have been on her dating. They know it's all over the social media that she's been dating the country singer the gay country singer, which is a woman. And she's been dating her for a minute. She's head over heels in love. And she's not talking about it. She confided into Erika Jayne that she can't speak about it because her lover does not want her name mentioned. She was on the show before and she was scrutinized. She didn't like everybody in her business. And it was causing havoc on the relationship. Now, Cal did say that her and the woman are broke up. But people are saying they always break up now when it's time for her to film. But they are together, very much in love. And everybody just wants her to say that. So she did eventually say, hey, I'm not in a relationship right now, but I will date a man or a woman. Now, she didn't say those exact words, but that's what it meant. And everybody was like glad that she came out and said that. And so she talked to her good friend Erika, and Erika was telling her, I don't blame you. If you want to protect your lover, then protect your lover. So, to hell with these girls. But she did give the girls some juice when now they're backing off of her. And so nothing that much is so far is really happening with Erika Jayne. She's staying out of trouble so far. And so we're going to go to Dorit Kemsley. Now, Dorit, fashion forward and never at a loss of words. Dorit's facing very public divorce and learning to manage her finances. She's rebuilding friendships and her wardrobe because in Beverly Hills, you can never have too many designer labels or second chances. Now, Dorit happens to be my second favorite person on the show. She became my second favorite last season. Okay, so she's going through this public divorce from PK. Now, I knew last season when it was her birthday and he did a pretty girl thing, a pretty woman thing for her where he took her at the hotel. She had Cal bring her to the hotel under a different reason, okay? Not because he was surprising her. And he had all these long red dresses. He had the necklace he borrowed from the jewelry store, like Pretty Woman. I mean, he had a private jet waiting for her. He went all out for this woman. And she was like, I don't like surprises. Why would you try to surprise me? How can you pick out my dress? And he went like this. Let me tell you something. This will be your last surprise for me. I will never surprise you again. And you know what? When that man said that, I said, honey, they're gonna be on the road to divorce. And shortly after that, it was over with, honey. Now, the funny thing was, last season, he admitted that he had a drinking problem. And he was furious with Dorit because Dorit was like, oh, he was a drunk. He was always a drunk. But, honey, that man got sober. And he said when he got sober, he realized he did not like his wife. And he moved out immediately. So I think she was under the impression, just like Cal is right now. Well, Cal knows now. But Cal thought they would work it out, and she thought they would work it out as well. But he said he don't like the way she talked to him. When he first met her, she wasn't wearing all these designer clothes, didn't care about all this expensive stuff. And now this woman is a witch and talk to him crazy and want all these expensive clothes and all this kind of stuff. And he was done with her. Okay, he knew he could get a younger version of her that don't care nothing about all these designer clothes and will be happy for him to do a Pretty Woman for their birthday. And so I really didn't blame PK for leaving her. And then when she was robbed last season, she was, act like she couldn't do this and she was helpless and maybe she was going through stuff, but she took it to the 10th power. Honey, she was losing her man. Okay? And so PK always be having money problems, but PK always come through. So he left Dorit and moved in the same hotel that Maurico was in. And he realized that, hey, the single life was fun. Honey, they was partying together. They was picking up women together. And so he got to the point where he didn't even want to deal with PK, with Dorit or the children. It was just too much. And she said to her parents, because the son is going through a lot, because, of course, when the parents divorce or separate, the kids suffer. And she needs time. So she told her parents to come get the kids and take them back to Florida. And she told her parents how she's stressed because PK don't give her no money. PK is starting to throw bills at her out of nowhere, and it's very stressful. Now, I get that. I get that. Who wants to, somebody out of nowhere, you think you all good, and all of a sudden, here come a bill. Okay? So he wrong for that. And I don't know why she just didn't take him to court and get some child support while they separated. Because she don't have no, well, she do have a job with, she making money on the show. So that's probably why. So, Dorit is back shopping. She came over Bo's house with this Hermes bag. And inside was an Hermes blanket, which I really love. And she loved it. It was $2,000. I wish I had a friend like that. Bose was real happy. And that's all she did. She talked about how a picture came out with PK kissing another young woman, a younger version of her, that wasn't all dressed up in the designers. She looked like she probably had on Shein. And ain't nothing wrong with Shein. But we know Shein is cheap and Dorit is into the designers. She said she rolled her eyes and she vomited. And right away, she filed for divorce. And I don't blame her, because I don't think PK had the type of money that Mauricio had. Okay? And so, Dorit probably signed the prenup and all of that, because he had the money when they first got together. So, why stay married? And so she filed for the divorce, and then she got a book deal. And she was so happy to get the book deal. And so the new girl, Amanda, and she shared that she had a ghostwriter. And the new girl, Amanda, was like, oh, I wrote my own book, and I did this, and oh, wow, I never heard that. So are you really writing a book? And everybody was insulted because Erika Jayne and the new girl, Rachel Roy, wrote bestsellers. And they had ghostwriters. So the new girl is coming off, Amanda is coming off and rubbing the ladies the wrong way. So Dorit still has a problem with Kyle. She feels that Kyle is just not giving her the support that she should give. Now, I really don't think that Kyle really looked at Dorit as a real friend. Probably just a friend on the show. And Dorit looked at her as a real friend. And I would have been hurt if my friend was basically taking up for my ex-husband and defending him all the time. And so Erika Jayne said in confessionals that Kyle needs to mind her business, honey, and get out of theirs. So it's just an ongoing battle with Dorit and Kyle. Now, Dorit and Sutton have made up this so far in these episodes. And so that's a big deal right there, because last season, honey, Sutton was all over Dorit. Now, what I love about Dorit, again, why she's my second favorite, is because Dorit found her voice when PK left her. And she speaks up. And she told Kyle last season, you used to talk down at me and I would just take it. But I'm not talking, you're not talking down to me anymore. I'm not taking it. And honey, she be giving Kyle the fever. So I don't know what's really going to happen between them two. But we'll just have to wait and see. And so, the new lady, Amanda, which we'll get into later, her and Dorit got into it because they were at a dinner party and Amanda's son, it was the anniversary of her son's death, and nobody knew about that it was that day. And she had said some things to Kyle in front of Sutton that Dorit shouldn't badmouth her ex-husband. And so Dorit didn't like that. So at the dinner party, she interrupts and says, yes, I heard you had a lot to say about the way I treat my ex-husband, what I say about him. And she was like, listen, I just don't have time for this. I am hanging on by a string. My child has died. And has died, and it's his anniversary of his death. And honey, Kathy Hilton was like, your dog? And she was like, no, my son. So everybody was like, oh my God. And Sutton Dorit kept talking. And so that upset Amanda, and she left. So they're at it with each other. And so that's basically all that's happening with Dorit. She's bonded with the new cast member, Roy, which we'll talk about. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later. So next we're going to go to Sutton Stracke. Southern charm with the Beverly Hills bite. Sutton trying on her maiden name after an annulment and reinventing herself post-fallout with her bestie assistant. She's quirky, unpredictable, and always ready to stir the pot, preferably with a vintage spoon. Now, I don't really care for Sutton because I think Sutton is a mean girl. But they did say that they keep saying last season that Sutton had a drinking problem. And this season, I will say this, Sutton looks great. Looks like she had a makeover. Her hair styles are great. Her clothes are sharp. Her jewelry is on point. Her makeup is on point. She's looking good. I got to give her that. Now, she stopped drinking. And so sometimes when you stop drinking, your personality has changed. Because if you drink a lot and you get drunk all the time, either you're going to be a nasty drunk, and that's what she was, or you're going to be a funny drunk, and she was a nasty drunk. You're going to be a sad drunk. And so now that she is not drinking, her behavior is much better. And so good for you, Sutton, for getting it together, girl. And so I like how she is so far this season. We saw a little bit of Sutton at one of the parties, but just a little bit. She had to get people off her back. But everybody is like, what happened to you and Garcelle? And she really didn't know what happened. But what I think is, Garcelle really didn't look at her as a real friend. She looked at her as a friend on the show. And she looked at her as an ally on the show. Whereas I think Sutton really looked at her as a friend. I think Garcelle felt like Sutton didn't have her back a lot and she had hers. But to be honest with you, I thought Garcelle fitted in with them. But she really didn't have much to talk about other than her kids and her working. She didn't have a lot of drama to give or add. Only thing she wanted to do was bust people out and have Sutton back her up. And I didn't like that. So when she left, I was like, bye-bye, girl. And so Sutton is hurt about it. Garcelle unfriended everybody on all the cast members. And so she tells the girls, I don't know why. So then her assistant, which was they seemed like they were good friends, was Ivy. Ivy, when they came over to Sutton's house, was nowhere to be found. And they were like, what happened to Ivy? And she was like, well, I just didn't need an assistant anymore. And so I had to let him go. And they was like, no, it has to be more than that. You guys were close. She said, that was it. And they were like, well, we heard that he's upset. And she said, well, I heard that too, but it's nothing big happened. I didn't need an assistant. And so everybody knows or feels that she talked crazy to him. They seen it, and he probably got tired of that. And I didn't like how she talked to him. I hate people that got money to talk down at the people that help them. You know what I mean? That's just so uncool. So her ex-husband sent her a letter and said he's getting their marriage annulled, and he sent the letter with her maiden name, and she didn't know how to feel because she liked that this man was rich, his family was rich, and she had this power with his last name. And she always thought that she could get him back. I'm like, girl, what would make you think you could get your man back and y'all been divorced for years? Girl, he wasn't coming back. I tell you, some of these housewives are so delusional. So delusional. And so she made nice with Cal, and she's made nice with Erika Jayne. And so her friend, Jessica Tilly, I think her name is Jessica Tilly. Let's see. Her friend, Jennifer Tilly, is a friend of the show, which we'll get into. I just feel like she talked to her stupid. And that woman got money. And she talked to her stupid at the party. And then she walked away from the table to go to the bathroom to gather herself. And she had got smart with Cal, too. So Cal got up from the table. And then she went and told Cal that she understands why Garcelle is not her friend. And that's because she be talking crazy to people. And I don't appreciate her talking crazy to me. Cal came back and told Sutton what was said. Sutton goes and tell her, pulls her to the side and said, what's up with that? I thought we was cool. And she started backpedaling. Well, you know, I really don't remember what I said. And I'm like, I really don't like her because, girl, stand up for yourself. You got too much money to be somebody's sidekick. And so that's basically all that's going on right now with Sutton. So then we're going to go with Bose St. honey. I like that name, St. John. Marketing mogul and IF warrior. Bo's personal life is blossoming. She's building a new home, a new relationship, and a new era of Beverly Hills drama. If you want business advice or a reality check, Bose is your girl. Just don't expect her to sugarcoat anything. I love Bose because Bose keep it 100, and Bose gonna tell you like it is. And I think everybody be scared of Bose. Bose is real tall, honey. Okay, so I really like her. She has a man. And last season, they talked about moving in together and starting a family. And Bose is in her 40s. And so it's kind of hard for her. So she's going through IVF. Everybody basically liked Bose, except for Bose really didn't gel with Cal. She felt like Cal was very surface and kind of phony. And I believe that to be true. That's why I really don't care for her as well. But Cal did say that in her confessional that this season she wanted to really bond with Bose, and Bose is like, if she come up and she want to be real with me, then of course I will give her a chance. And so Bose is really wrapped into what Dorit is going through. She's her confidant, and she's also confident with the new lady of the cast, Rachel Roy, who we will get to. But I just like Bose. And she has a man. She's the only one right now with a man. Okay, other than Kathy Hilton. And she's a friend to the show. But everybody else is either going through divorce or ain't got no man, honey. Ain't got no man. So, really, that's all that's really happening with Bose. She's always been a friend to the girls. So, the new person on the show is Rachel Zoe. Rachel Zoe, I don't know why I was calling her Roy. But Rachel Zoe. Rachel Zoe is a fashion icon Bravo alum. Rachel's back and single for the first time in her adult life. She's embracing her freedom, navigating a divorce, and ready for a hot girl summer. Rachel brings vintage glam, real talk, and a closet that could rival with Rodeo Drive. Okay, so this woman is off the chain. Her clothes are off the chain. Her jewelry is off the chain. Her style is so fly. I'm sorry. She is a fashion icon. And honey, Dorit thought she was doing something, but she done left Dorit in the wind, baby. Now, I like her. I really do like her. I like her style and all of that. She had been married for a very long time. And she waited 18 years to have children. And she has 2 children. And she said that probably having the children was the demise of her marriage. She has filed for divorce and is gotten to the social media, and she is livid because she didn't want her kids to be involved in any of it. And so right now she's going through the pain of divorce. And she doesn't want to give him no money. She was like, I'm not going to ask no money from you. Don't ask me for no money. But that's not how it's going to go, girl. I don't think he got the money she got, so she gonna have to pay him. She gonna have to pay him. All that, oh, you got your money, I don't want that, don't want man. That's not how it work. That's not how it work. What I like about her is her and Dorit, they like clothes, and they both going through a divorce, and she defends Dorit with the ladies. And she said, hey, I know what Dorit is going through. Everybody's not going to be perfect. Sometimes we want to vent to our friends. Sometimes we're going to talk about our men. And does that make us wrong? No. We are supposed to be in a safe space. So she takes up for Dorit, and she was absolutely right on what she said. I really like her. I think she's a great addition to the show. She has a lot to bring. Okay, the next new cast member is Amanda Francis, the self-proclaimed money queen. Amanda is new to Beverly Hills and new to Housewives games. She's built a coaching empire, written best-selling books, Rich as F, and manifested her way into the 90210. But not everything is picture perfect, as her Instagram expects secrets, sass, and a few jaw-dropping confessions. So I'm going to try to make this quick. So Amanda is 40 years old. The girls feel like she's very irritating. She brags about her businesses, and she acts like she knows it all. And they are sick and tired of her. But at the end of the day, she's young. She's compared to them. And so she's trying to fit in and hold her own. She does have a mouth on her. So she does have sass. She's not married, but I believe she has 2 children. And she has a partner, and they're going to be getting married in 2026. As I said, she bought Kyle's home in Bel Air. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know why I can't pronounce the word. But Bel Air, right. Bel Air, Los Angeles. And I believe that's how they known each other. I think that Dorit, no, not Dorit, but Sutton knows her as well. And she is a trip. She's a trip. And so she's gotten into it with Bose had to check her. Dorit had to check her. And as I said, Erika is like over her. They just feel like she just doing way too much to impress them. And they all have money, girls. So what you acting like you the only one to have money? They say she always like to up everybody. Oh, you had that? Well, I have 2 of them. Oh, you went there? Well, I've already been there. And Rachel Zoe was like, girl, bye. So it seems like it's going to be, so far, a great season. I'm enjoying it. Real quickly, the friends of the Housewives, Kathy Hilton, socialite, party planner, and the queen of wait what's going on. Kathy brings luxury, confusion, and iconic one-liners. If there's a party, Kathy's hosting and probably losing her phone in the process. Kathy, I love her. As I said, she has the one-liners. She's kind of kooky. And she's bringing all of that this season. Jennifer Tilly, actress, poker champ, and Beverly Hills wild card. Jennifer's here for the fun, the fashion, and the fabulous chaos. She's got story, style, laugh that can light up any room or drawn out the drama. I love some of her fashions. Her bags are beautiful. I just think she needs to hold her own, speak up, and quit being a sidekick for Sutton. So that's all I have. That's all I got. Next week, I'm going to be going into details about episode 8. So that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next.